You take a shower, the water dries, and this is exactly what is left behind on the glass. Those dissolved minerals are doing the exact same thing to your body. Bathing in hard water strips away natural oils, leaving you with dry skin, an itchy scalp, and excess hair fall. Look at these fixtures. Those white, crusty stains embed themselves into expensive metal faucets, cloud up your drinking glasses, and permanently discolor your tile grout. To counter this, households end up spending thousands on specialized descaling acids, heavy-duty scrubbers, and premium moisturizing cosmetics to try and reverse the damage. It operates as a compounding hidden tax on your daily life. You pay for the water, and then you pay again to fix the damage it causes to your home and your body. The surface stains are the visible fraction of the problem. The real financial drain is happening in the dark, behind your walls. When hard water flows through your plumbing and hits a sudden drop in pressure or a spike in heat, the dissolved calcium and magnesium physically separate from the liquid. They form a rigid, crystalline crust inside your plumbing. This is scale. Because the pipe narrows, your household water pressure drops significantly. Your appliances have to push water through that mineral wall, pulling extra electricity and burning out their motors years ahead of schedule. This is what that looks like in practice. A heating element completely suffocated by calcium chunks. The traditional fix is a salt-based chemical softener. That requires hauling heavy bags of salt every month, scheduling routine maintenance, and flushing gallons of wastewater down the drain. So the choice usually looks grim. Do you keep paying the hard water tax in energy spikes, dead appliances, and plumbing repairs? Or do you accept a part-time job maintaining a salt tank? Today, we are evaluating a modern alternative, the HydroPulse Marlin. It's a whole-home electronic water conditioner carrying a steep upfront price tag starting around 36,000 rupees. To see if that cost makes mathematical sense, we have to calculate the exact penalty of letting calcium and magnesium flow into your heat-based appliances. When scale coats a heating element, it acts as thermal insulation. A single millimeter of scale buildup causes a 10 to 30% drop in heat transfer efficiency. This chart shows that exact relationship. As a 1 millimeter layer forms, appliance efficiency drops, forcing energy costs to spike and cutting the lifespan of expensive geysers. Zoom out to a 5-year timeline. The status quo means constantly absorbing replacement costs and inflated electricity bills. Then there is the biological impact of bathing daily in high TDS water. Calcium reacts instantly with the fatty acids in your soap. Instead of lathering, it neutralizes the soap entirely and creates an insoluble, sticky residue known as soap scum. That residue binds directly to your skin and hair. The trade-off of untreated water is clogged pores, brittle follicles, and the forced routine of buying expensive corrective cosmetics to reach baseline hygiene. The HydroPulse attacks this through physical conditioning rather than chemical extraction. It does not remove the minerals from your water, it forces them to change how they behave. Here is the traditional pathway. Calcium and carbonate molecules hit a heat source and immediately fuse to the nearest metal surface, creating a hard crust. Now, the HydroPulse intervention. An electromagnetic frequency targets those active ions, forcing them into neutral microcrystals before they reach your water heater. Because these new crystal clusters are stable and neutral, they don't attach to your plumbing. They stay suspended in the liquid and simply flow out of your shower head and down the drain. This is the hardware generating that field. As a secondary benefit, that same electric field charges the cellular walls of passing bacteria and algae, increasing internal pressure until they rupture and die. It neutralizes the threat to your plumbing and your skin in one pass, without dumping a single grain of salt or chemical into your home's water supply. Operationally, it avoids the massive footprint of a salt tank. It is a completely non-invasive clamp-on system. You only need 2 things: a clear, straight section of your main water inlet pipe and a standard electrical outlet nearby. But before you install one, we have to address the most common reality check, the TDS meter. Because the HydroPulse clusters minerals instead of physically extracting them, your total dissolved solids number will not drop. If you test your water with a standard TDS pen, the reading will remain exactly the same. This is a conditioner, not a purifier. You do not measure its success by a changing number on a digital screen. You measure it by the sudden lack of white scale on your shower head, your appliances living longer, and your soap finally lathering. The initial investment is steep. Depending on the pipe size and the Marlin model you need, you are looking at a flat cost of roughly 36,000 to 48,000 rupees. You have to weigh that against the operational reality: zero ongoing maintenance, no heavy bags of salt to buy, no filters to swap, and no wastewater. To see how that compares to the rest of the market, let's look at this chart, mapping out home impact versus ongoing maintenance. Standard showerhead filters plot down here. They require constant cartridge changes for a very localized, low impact. Salt softeners offer high impact, but demand the highest level of grueling weekly maintenance. The HydroPulse plots directly in the optimal zone: high whole home impact with virtually zero ongoing effort. With that steep initial price tag, you are essentially paying a buyout, a one-time premium to permanently escape the maintenance loop of traditional water treatment. So the question is, should you actually buy it? This system makes the most mathematical sense for property owners who have heavily invested in high-end domestic infrastructure. If you want a hands-off way to protect your washing machine, geyser, and plumbing network, the math checks out. It is also a direct fit for individuals dealing with persistent, hard water-induced dermatological issues who are tired of applying localized fixes and want a definitive whole home solution. However, you should skip this if you are renting an apartment and do not have physical or legal access to modify the main water inlet pipe for your specific unit. And if your primary goal is purifying your water for drinking, this won't do the job. You will still need a dedicated RO system at your sink. The return on investment for the HydroPulse won't show up on a water testing kit. It proves its worth over years of uninterrupted appliance life, consistently lower energy bills, and the daily relief of finally evading the hard water tax.